everybody. Hope you're having a great day out there. First, I want to start off by apologizing. I haven't put a video up for a week. I had to go through a small medical procedure last week, but I am healing up and I'm ready to get back to doing a video a day. And also, before we get started with today's video, I want to touch base and reach out to all the friends and family I have in the Little Rock, Arkansas area who went through a tornado yesterday. There's a lot of people that have experienced devastating loss of their homes and things like that. Not too many injured, and thank the Lord, only 3 have passed away. So if you would send your prayers and love to them, hopefully they can get to rebuilding quickly and their lives get back on a normal pace. But our thoughts and prayers go out to you. And generally speaking, the first of each month I go with the best of the previous month. And I'm going to take some suggestions from my viewers and I'm going to shorten it up a little bit. But this video covers what I think is the best of March 2023. If you agree or disagree with me, make sure you drop that in the comments below. Today we're going to take a look at the newest release of Garuda Linux. This one came out on the 5th of March, which is about 4 days ago. It's got some updated items in it that I really wanted to go over. The first thing you're going to notice right off the bat is you've got a little different look to the dock and you've got a little different look up here to the top bar. One of the reasons is they have officially pulled Latte out of everything, for the simple fact that those of you out there in the know that Latte dock is now unsupported. There's not a developer so far that I know of that's taken it over. You've got a dock down here now that is more solid and stable. What I mean by that is you don't have the icons jumping off the screen or have to go into settings to adjust that, because this is based on just a regular KDE panel. So you get that dock down here. And then, of course, up top, you get the KDE top bar as well. Now, one thing I do want to point out is we'll go ahead and maximize that. You still get your global menu up here. We'll go ahead and minimize that back down. And this is your Garuda Linux Raptor. It's a rolling release, fast, friendly, performance-focused OS. Garuda is loaded with amazing tools and supported by the community. But I love this Garuda welcome screen. It gives you so many different things you can do right off the bat. You've got your Garuda Assistant right here. If you open it up, it gives you a lot of different options here. You've got maintenance, BTRFS and Snapper, system components, settings, system specs, other diagnostics. But I suggest if you do download Garuda and take a look at it, definitely go through and look at all the tools it comes with. If you're somebody that's using like an MX that comes with MX tools, you will truly love the time that Garuda has put into their assistant. And of course, it makes your job a lot easier when working on your system. I'm going to go ahead and close out of this real quick. And you've got Garuda Gamer, Garuda Settings Manager, Network, Boot Options, Boot Repair, and then, of course, a lot of different things you can do down here. Now, what I do like is after you do install Garuda, you'll install it. When you come back, it'll update, and it also gives you a menu where you can go in and install a bunch of your favorite applications right off the bat. You can go through and choose them all at once, and once you're done with that, click Apply, and it'll install them all at once, whether that be base applications or maybe some gaming emulators, whatever that might be. Now, one thing I do want to do is I'm going to go ahead and jump down here to settings real quick, and we're going to come all the way to the bottoms, and I want to go to about, because I want to verify that we are using its KDE Plasma 5.27.2, the most recent, and then your kernel version is 6.2.2-Zen1-1-Zen. So you've got the Zen kernel. Garuda, in my opinion, just keeps getting better. And honestly, one of the first things I always did anyway was get rid of the Latte dock for one simple reason. Let's go down here to System Monitor, and let's open that up real quick. And right here, it's got your overview. Let's let that load and give us some information here. And you're running about 1.2 gigabytes. Now, this would have been a little bit heavier in a virtual machine with Latte dock for one simple reason. Because Latte dock was using anywhere from 350 megabytes up to a half a gig of resources just to be running in the background. One of the first things I always did was get rid of Latte dock and just go back to my standard default panel at the bottom. That's me. Now, with them using just the KDE panels, I may actually install this on my Librem laptop and just leave it and use it for a while and see what my workflow is like as compared to just the default panel. I wanted to show you that real quick. Let's go ahead and close out of that. And I'm going to go ahead and close out of this. And one of the things I really love is their new default wallpaper. I love that look. It looks mean. It looks, I don't know. I just like it. I don't know why. And their splash screen. They've made some changes in their splash screen. It's looks a little bit more up to date. I think if you download it and go through everything, you will like it as well. And then, of course, you can always come up here and click to open up all of your applications, whether it be your development, your graphics, your internet, multimedia, office, settings, system, utilities. And I did a video not too long ago that shows you if you don't like these icons right here, you can change those. It's rather easy. It's rather simple. So I just wanted to point that out. Now, what I do want to find out, do we have other wallpapers besides this new default, or do we still have all the other ones that are the same? We got some animated. Looks like we got a lot of the regular Garuda wallpapers, because I really do like this one. That was their old one right there that it came with out of the box. And it looks like you're going to have the standard wallpapers. Now, once you do install it, it does give you an option when you're installing all your extra software that you want to use. If you want to download additional Garuda wallpapers, you can. It makes things really simple. And then you get another batch of beautiful looking wallpapers. And then if we come up here, you've got your hidden icons up here, night color control, Bluetooth, lock key status, things like that. I do want to say it looks like Garuda has done a lot of work on this release just to kind of, tighten things up a little bit now that Latte Doc's not available. And Garuda is just, when you're looking at an Arch-based distribution and you want something that's easy to use, you want something that makes your job easy without a lot of flack. I get a lot of people that want to install Arch and they just have a problem with it sometime. At least that's what they tell me in the comments. If you disagree with me, hey, put that in the comments below. Now, it does come with FireDragon web browser. You can get the regular Firefox if you want to. And it comes with Dark Reader out of the box. Let's go ahead and maximize this. And we'll go ahead and close the Dark Reader notification. And then you got your new tab right here. And then if you go down here and you wanted to do a search, let's just put in eBuzz Central. 1L. You're going to have the SearX search results. I love SearX. It's very customizable. And there are a lot of things that you can do on it that you can't do with search engines. Now, you do get errors every now and then, like engines cannot retrieve results from Google, suspended too many requests. You can adjust this. Here it's got general, images, videos, news, maps, music, science. Go over here to preferences. We're going to go ahead and pull preferences up. We want to go over here to search engines. Now, you can pick whatever search engines you want to use. If you want to leave Bing in there, you can. I usually get rid of Bing. I get rid of Google. I'll leave DuckDuckGo up. Neva, I'll leave up. Quant. Those look pretty good to me. I'll just stick with those. And then you want to scroll down and make sure you hit save. Let's go ahead and hit save. And it saved them. If you want to go back home, you can. Just click on home, and then you can come back over here, do your search for eBuzz Central, and pull it up. And you shouldn't have that red notification anymore, and you don't. So you're not pulling anything from Google. You don't have Google timing out on you. Now, another thing you might notice is when you go to images in FireDragon, it's going to take a while to upload images. Go over here to Preferences. Now, what you'll want to do is go to User Interface, Privacy, right here. Image Proxy is enabled. Go ahead and disable that. And save. Now, go back home. Now, when you do a search for eBuzz Central, and open that up and click on images, your images should load rather quicker than before. These are going to be slower than, let's say, a Google or a DuckDuckGo, but once they get loaded, you'll be able to scroll through them and you'll be able to see your images without an issue. You'll just have to go in and change that proxy setting. Now, what I do want to see is if I go back here, we got another error showing on Google. Now, I did change that. Let's go make sure that I saved it. Engines. Let's go ahead and check that again and click save. Now go back home. Let's try that one more time. And there's no red flag, so that fixed. I don't know what I made a mistake with prior to that, but we got it fixed. So that's FireDragon. If you get a chance to download Garuda and take a look at it, one of the things I love is FireDragon. And I'm using it inside a virtual machine. It's a little sluggish right now, but once you get it installed on your main system, you don't have an issue with that at all. And that's pretty much a quick look. Garuda one of my favorite Arch distros, one of my best daily drivers I've ever had, over Manjaro any day of the week. And it's also good for gaming. If you guys would like me to see me do a video about Garuda in gaming, I would want to do it with Linux titles that you can get off their software center, and then of course maybe some emulation, and then of course step up to Steam. I want to show you all three realms of gaming that you can do on it. If that's something you'd like to see, please drop that in the comments below. Zip on over to Garuda and download it. I'll be sure to click that link in the description below. If you do download it and you do give it a test drive with this new release, please come back and let me know how everything goes. Today we're going to take a look at one of my most favorite underdog Linux distributions. It's Arch-based, and it comes to us from the great country of Germany, and it's definitely a different and fresh take on Arch and KDE. It's BlueStar Linux. Every time I've looked at this one, it just seems to get better and better every time I look at it. When you first download it, throw it on a USB, or you open up in a virtual machine, this is the screen you're met with. You get a nice little dock down here. And then up top, you've got the folder widget where you can have all your folders right on the home screen. Then you've got, of course, the installer right here. And then you go up top and you've got a little drop down that pops up here. And if you want to click on that, it shows you all of your different applications that are available. First, I want to go to settings. So let's go check out some stuff in system settings. I want to get some info here. Let's wait for that to open up. And we'll scroll down to the bottom and we'll go about this system. And right here, it shows that we are using the most up-to-date version of KDE Plasma, which is 5.27.2. And we're using kernel version 6.2.5-Arch1-1. So this is an Arch spin. It doesn't have its own kernel. It's relying completely on the Arch kernel. And right now it's showing we're on AMD Ryzen, all that great information. Not going to go over the settings too much because those of you out there that are familiar with KDE at all know how to get around here. If this is something you would like to see me do a video on, if you're new to Linux or new to KDE, let me know and I'll go through and do an updated video on all the settings. So let's go ahead and close out of that. And then when you come back down, I want to go ahead and open up the terminal. I want to see kind of what we're using resource-wise. So let's go ahead and see if we've got HTOP. Let's go ahead and make that a little bigger so you can see it. And it shows that we're using about 944 megs at rest of the 2 gigs that I have issued to this machine. So it runs pretty lightweight for a KDE environment, even though you've got some of the eye candy here. You've got a great background, a different look panel down here, and then of course the drop down up here. You're not sacrificing a lot of resources to get that look, which is one of the things I do truly like about BlueStar Linux. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of this. And we will close the window. They don't have a website per se. I will put a link on how you can download it, but it comes with a nice icon pack out of the box. You've got Dolphin as your file manager. It's easy to get around. You guys have seen me cover Dolphin before, and I really do like the theming that they use here. Now, if I compared this to something like a Garuda, it's not going to be as user-friendly as Garuda because it doesn't have a lot of the help tools that Garuda comes with right out of the box, whether you want to install extra software and stuff like that. And it doesn't have those tools, so it can be a little bit harder to get around because if you come up here and you type in software, you will notice that you have Octopi as your software manager. Now, it doesn't have like a PayMac or anything like that. Now, you can download PayMac and put it on there if you want to. That's truly up to you. But Octopi usually will get you what you need. So you can come over here, and it's like a Synaptic. It's a type search and install type situation. So you would just type in what you're looking for up here, and then you could install it from here. Now, Octopi is one of those situations where in a virtual machine, you're not going to get a lot of returns. So let's say if I put in Kden Live, see, it's not going to bring it up. Once you install it, it's actually going to refresh those repositories, and you will be able to install from it. But if you're going to install software on BlueStar, it's going to be through Octopi or another package management system that you might install afterwards. Now, one thing I've always liked, the overall appearance. It's got a great set of wallpapers that it usually comes with. I'm going to see what we got here. You've got your standard KDE. There's a BMW. They kind of throw in some different feels and looks to it, so it's really up to you. But I do like the wallpaper it comes with out of the box. That is extremely beautiful. And you can always, most people are going to just take their wallpaper folder and link it anyway, so that's truly up to you. Now, the top panel, if you come up here, You've got your power. You've got a little cheat sheet right here for your system load. You've got your Octopi right here, and it lets you know there's 99 updates available, and then your standard hidden icons right here. I do like the transparency that they give you. And then if you come down to the bottom, you got Dolphin console. It comes with GIMP out of the box, VLC, LibreOffice Writer, FileZilla, Thunderbird for Mail, Firefox, Pigeon Internet, and then of course your system settings right there. But I do like the fact that you get your home folders right here on the screen. If you're somebody that likes Arch, but you don't need your handheld as much as say you would with like a Garuda, BlueStar is definitely something to take a look at. Their spin and their look of everything is really refreshing. It's a different take, it's a different view, but it's definitely an operating system that you need to be a little familiar with Linux before you use, for the simple fact that if you don't want to use Octopi and you want to do everything through terminal, you can. And obviously, if you want to install a secondary like PayMac or anything, like I said previous, you can do that too. But like I said, I will link the download to BlueStar Linux below. Download it, throw it on a USB, or maybe put it in a backup virtual machine, take it for a test drive. I'm pretty sure you'll like it. Take a look at it. If you do, come back here and let me know in the comments below. Today we're going to be taking a look at what I believe is probably one of the best desktop/gaming OSs that you can get out there that isn't Arch and isn't based on Debian or anything like that. It's based on OpenSUSE, and it's Regatta OS. It's the brand new release. It's 22.1 Discovery. It's regattaos.com. I'll be sure to link their website in the description below. But one of the first things I want to take a look at is let's zip on over to System Settings, and I want to go to About this system, and it's got KDE Plasma version 5.26.5. Frameworks is 5.101, and kernel version is 6.1.4-LP154.5 default kernel. Now, some of the things that Regatta does is they add a bunch of different things that will assist you with gaming, and we're going to go through those a little bit. Now, I'm not going to do any gaming on this OS today, but I do have a series getting ready to come up in conjunction with Tuxedo Computers. They're going to actually let me test out a gaming laptop, and we're going to get in depth with Arch and Regatta and different distributions and everything that we can do for native Linux gaming to emulation gaming, and then of course your Steam gaming. So that'll be coming up soon. So if that's something that you might be interested in, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification button so you know when those things come up, you'll be able to see them and not miss them. Now, it comes with Dolphin. I'm not going to go through Dolphin. You guys are familiar with that. It comes with the Calamares installer. Now, first thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and take a look at the Regatta OS store because I really do like it. And when it opens up, I just like the look of it. I don't know why. It looks a little bit more polished than some of the other ones that are out there. But when you open it up, you get, of course, your suggested, your Kdenlive, Sims. And then if you come down a little bit, it says recommended for you. It's got a bunch of different applications right here that are recommended. Most popular free games right here. You got Team Fortress, CSGO, Animal Royale, War Thunder. And then we'll scroll down a little bit more. Photography apps, communications apps. And then if you come over here, you've got Discover, Create. If you click on Create, it'll bring up things like OBS Studio, DaVinci Resolve, things like that. And then if you go to Work, you've got Slack, WPS Office, and then you can come down here, you've got Libre, OnlyOffice, Scribus. The layout of this store is really nice. I like it. It's easy to get around in. It's easy to get what you need and get it pretty quickly. And then Play, of course, will be all your gaming, Metro Exodus, Tomb Raider, best free games on Steam. It lets you know that right here. And then if you scroll down a little bit more, you've got Steam down here. You've got Heroic, Lutris, Mini Galaxy, Anti-Micro-X, SC Controller. It actually comes with SC Controller, I do believe, which is right there. We'll go over that in a second. But as you can see, this is a really nice software center. So if you do download Regatta OS and take it for a spin, be sure to check out the software center. Now, I do want to close this, and I do want to point something out. If you're used to using something like Arch, Regatta OS boots a little slower, not major, just a little bit. So that might be something that you think about. But if it's coming with a lot of things that are going to help you game and still do desktop functionality, I don't think it'll be an issue. And then if you come down here, you've got the Regatta OS game access. Let's go ahead and open that up. Now with the game access, what they do is they give you an easier way for you to set everything up. Let's say you've got Battle.net, Epic Game Store, GOG Galaxy, Rockstar Origin, Ubisoft Connect. You can put everything in here that you want, and then you can come to Regatta OS game access and utilize these from just one area, which I think is great, because what I do know is a lot of people have to pin their different launchers down here, or maybe you're still somebody that likes pinning them on the desktop. You don't have to do that anymore. You can come over to your Regatta OS game access, come over here, pick your launcher, click on it, and roll with it from there. Then you've got all games up here. Whatever games you might have downloaded or saved with specific launchers will be saved in here. And it also gives you suggestions of games, and it lets you know who they're from. Like this right here, Anno 1800 would be Ubisoft Connect, Diablo 3, Battle.net. So you could have everything in one synchronized library. I think is a great thing nowadays, for the simple fact that you have so many different game launchers out there, and this will definitely be something that you want to take a look at. And then I'm going to go ahead and close out of that. And then we're going to come back over here to the application launcher, and we will go with all applications. And I want to scroll down through here. It does come with Wine. You can configure Wine right here. Let's go ahead and scroll down some more. File Manager, Info Center, come on down. Now I want to open up MaxQ and let you take a look at it. And MaxQ I've covered in previous videos, but this is something you're definitely going to want to use if you want to test your dedicated GPU, if you want to turn desktop effects on and off, lock widgets or block widgets, your screen settings, prevent screen tearing, CPU power. You can come in here and change it to balanced or high performance. And then, of course, you've got your performance. You can come over here to let you know your GPU, VRAM, CPU, and RAM usage. And then your system, graphic chipset. You'll be able to come over here, and everything that you have on your system, you'll be able to look right here and say, okay, it's running the proper drivers. It's running the proper OpenGL. It's doing Vulkan API correct. My graphic chipset is not detected. Let me go find the drivers and get those installed right. CPU models correct, Mesa driver, maybe I can update that, or maybe I need to fall back to a previous version, so that way everything goes back to working. But MaxQ is a really powerful tool when it comes to gaming on Linux. And like I said, when I do my series on the gaming on Linux, I'm going to use Regatta, and I'm going to see if I can get MaxQ to run on other Linux distributions, because I think it's a great tool. And I'm definitely going to give OpenSUSE by itself a try and use it there as well. And maybe it's available on other systems. I haven't seen it. It may be installable. If you guys know any different, please drop that in the comments below. And I'll go ahead and close this. Now, this isn't just a gaming OS. It's also a desktop solid OS. You can come in here and you can set up everything for your multimedia. If you want to do video editing, if you want to do office work, you'll have to download those things separately from the App Store, which isn't a problem at all. It's just a real nice functioning operating system to get going, whether it be gaming, whether it be desktop work, and there's a real easy way for you to get your applications. It just makes really anything that you want to do on Linux simple and easy, and it's based on OpenSUSE. Now you do have SC controller, like I said. Let's go ahead and open that up. And when it opens it up, you can adjust and make everything right here. You've got your desktop. Let's go ahead and click on that. You can set it with the Xbox controller, and then come in and go ahead and do everything that you need to do for that controller. Now this shows, yes, it does show the Elite controller, but I have had luck using just a regular Xbox controller. Your right stick over here would be down here, and these buttons would be up here. You can still adjust that. It doesn't have to be an Elite controller. That's in my experience. Now, if you've had some other issues maybe using the SC controller and not being able to get something that isn't an Elite controller working, please drop that in the comments below, and we can go over it, and maybe I can do a video tutorial on it. But SC controller is there, so that'll make your job pretty easy. Like I said, it's just a great OS, whether you want to do desktop work. Makes a little bit of gaming things a lot easier for you. It's based on a solid distribution. It's based on OpenSUSE. But I suggest you go zip over, download it, throw it on a USB, throw it in a virtual machine. take it for a test drive. I promise you won't be disappointed. Now, if you do want to try some of the gaming features out, you probably will want to install it on a system that is powerful enough first to game. If you're just going to do native Linux gaming, you don't need anything too strong. If you're going to do emulation, you don't need much more than just your standard specs. But if you're wanting to try the Steam aspects of it, make sure you put it on a system that's going to work for you and take advantage of Max-Q. Utilize it. Make sure that you got everything set up the way it needs to be set up, and make sure your system is recognizing all your hardware and your CPU and GPU. But that's pretty much it. What do you think? Is Regatta something you might download, throw on a USB, and take for a test drive? Or is it something you've already tested drove, or it's something you're looking at right now? Whatever it may be, please let me know about it in the comments below. Do me a favor before you leave today. Please like the channel. Likes keep me in YouTube's algorithm, which means if you found the information in this video helpful, somebody else out there might as well. And subscribe. Doesn't cost anything. And if you end up not liking me, you can always unsubscribe. As always, thank you for watching my video, and I will see you in the next video.